Hey everybody, my name is Chris and I like to draw stuff. And today we are in beautiful St. Augustine, Florida. My wife and I have been here multiple times. We love coming up here, hanging out. It's just such a cool city, got a great vibe, lots of history, lots of charm, lots of personality. But this trip is a little different because our daughter and our daughter's best friend are joining us. And I thought I'd try to make it a little different because on this trip to St. Augustine, I want to see how much I can fill in a sketchbook. Now, it'd be great to take this book out and about and kind of sit on location and do some drawing in the wild. But because it is our daughter's first time here and her friend's first time here, we're going to be moving about, seeing lots of cool things. So I'm going to be taking photos along the way, which I will then translate into this book. So in fact, behind me is the old Senator at Live Oak that's here on the property where we're staying for this quick trip. It's believed to be over 600 years old, so they think it was here when Ponce de Leon first landed in St. Augustine. So we'll be hanging out by this tree a little bit later, and we'll be taking some photos, be doing some sketches of it. I'm sure it will end up in the book. So come hang out with us, take a look around St. Augustine, Florida. So I didn't make it back out last night. The weather and timing and everything didn't quite work out, but I'm out here this morning while the girls are all still waking up and getting ready. And I figured I'd try to block in some shapes and start to work on this tree a little bit. I'm going to probably let this tree spread out amongst 2 pages. Start blocking in some shapes, and it's not going to be a perfect likeness of the tree, but I'm going to try to catch some of the character of it. Try to get some of these large, massive branches, the trunk, all the really cool texture in the bark, some of this hanging moss and leaves, and just trying to catch some of the character and spirit of this tree. Plus, trees are fun to draw because of all the cool rough textures along the bark. I mean, if you really look, there's just so much cool grain and all the cracks and the imperfections, all the from time and weather and creatures, and who knows what this tree saw 600 years ago or within that time frame, right? So right now I'm just trying to I'm going to do some of these almost like north-south lines because I see a lot of those on the tree right now. And these, I'm going to try to follow the contour of its form. So there's going to be a lot of these quick strokes for right now. But then what we're going to do, and again, as I get more settled on some of these lines, I'll come back over and I'll darken them to really start to bring the shape out. So as I mentioned, this is the old Senator. It's a tree here on the property of the place where we're staying, and according to the placard in front, it's thought to be 600 years old, or more than 600 years old, which would place it around the time of Juan Ponce de Leon and the establishment of St. Augustine and all of this area here from a historical context. But it's also on the trolley tour that we took yesterday. It was one of the historic stops, so they make sure they come by here and they tell people all this stuff every time they come in. Plus, it's a good hopping on and off point if you're staying at this hotel. It works out really good that way. I like to start light, go dark. Probably not a revolutionary sentiment to say when you're doing something like this, but so what I mean by that, okay, so we've got this. It's always easier to add dark to an area than to try to remove it. But I'm looking at this kind of cool indenture where it starts to, so I'm gonna just kind of follow this little shadowy area down. Actually, depending on how this turns out, I might just leave this one as a pencil sketch in the book. I'm already starting to like some of the pencil marks, so we'll see. Maybe I can try a different version in ink to see how that works out. So the next thing I'm going to do is I work over this now. I've added a little bit of texture. I'm going to start to probably put in some of the shadowy areas, just so I don't lose that while I'm building in everything. And that will start to give it more depth and dimension, help show the volume of it. So with that, I'm going to probably wrap this one up for the moment. I'll come back and finish this a little later. More likely when we get home after our trip, I'll come back in, I'll work on this. I'll also pull some of those photos I've been taking to round out the sketchbook. As you can see, got a lot of pages to fill, but I've been taking a lot of photos too. I always say if you're new to art, if you're just trying out, if you're learning new skills, want to really practice, taking sketchbooks with you wherever you go and just kind of sitting and observing life and trying your hand at some things you might not normally draw. It's a good exercise. It's a nice change of pace. Sometimes I found that sometimes just by trying something different that you don't normally draw, it can really help you level up some of those fundamental skills.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to see how the rest of the sketchbook comes together.